Maggie! Turn around, come on. You're blocking everybody. Come on, I can't get you. What do you think I have here?
I thought it was the one with the robbery.
He gets in on everything, that cute. One more, Dave.
Yes.
Even the dogs are.
Oh, no, you're on it.
I'm on the list. Sorry, you're off. Yeah. Where's the cleaner kid inside? I think he's up there. Oh, that kid is nothing.
Hey!
Gypsy!
Gypsy! Foxy! Foxy! Rick! Foxy! Here, Foxy!
Oh, he's actually at the door.
Foxy, come here! Here, Foxy! Come on, baby.
Come on, you get in the center here.
Come on, that's my girl.
It's
That's my
somebody.
baby.
Put her on the porch or something.
She did. It's a good girl. Okay, now. I don't think Foxy. She knows the meditation. I understand it was a movie.
Everybody's
still.
I know. All right, well, let the dog loose.
Can we do a little choreographing here? Is this a movie? Get out of here. Is this a movie, sir? They look like they're posing for animal crackers. You know, it is a movie. At least the dog's moving.
All right, you three walk over.
We're going inside.
Pat, get next to Christopher.
What?
Get next to Christopher. Marie and Pat and Chris.
All right, put it down.
Pop, Pops, Mommy.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are.
Stepping on the dog's
All right, stay there.
It's a movie cast.
Want us to wave or do anything spectacular?
No, just wave. Yeah, wave.
That looks fine. You can move a little. That's it.
What's that? You don't like your picture taken? He wants us to film. And we're getting enough orders around here without you. God, your husband was inside.
Hey, there's a guy.
You're outside forcing me around. For God's sake.
How many people like...
Get a picture of him. He's moving.
What's your favorite? Like your favorite.
Huh?
Hey, excuse? We go? I thought so. Really?
What?
We go?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's enough.
Smile. Smile. Come on. Do something obscene.
Come here. This is the original picture. This is the way it's supposed to be. Now, when my brother-in-law Ernst, Beth's husband, was here from Germany, he thought it was
Who was
great.
it? First, who was it?
Because I want to be on the wall. Billy? That's Gail,
Huh?
me.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's going to.
Oh, I remember Kathy.
Yeah.
I remember Ann. I remember Mary.
Right.
I don't believe this.
That.
I've never seen
All right. Now that's Pat, but Pat is not
On the wall.
in the wall.
So
she's not part of the family.
Thank you.
So I'm annoyed.
So she gets on the table.
And I'm annoyed about this.
Now,
And I've
her
been screaming for
That
years.
husband comes from Germany and decide that because Pat made a few,
Because he's after my body.
Yes.
Wiggled a little.
Yes, exactly.
So she
And
has to
Ernst does this. And I come into the house 2 weeks ago and I find this here over Gail. So Gail takes this off and puts it like this. And then Pat comes in and puts it. Where the hell did it go?
But
You went
The
behind the
photograph.
picture.
the photograph?
Behind the picture.
And then today, Pat comes and puts.
No. Pat did this.
On the back
Would
porch.
you want us out of here?
Huh? Yeah, come on
Yes,
out
he
on the
does.
porch. Come on, because
Okay, come on,
I have to
let's
get
go.
everybody.
He wants
in.
us in Atlanta, Georgia.
Why don't you go do a passing motorist?
Come on, Celia, in your moo-moo. Come on, Celia, in your moo-moo.
Come on, Madam Butterfly.
Okay.
Oh, God. Don't get my socks, though.
All the legs.
Oh, my God. I didn't even
Don't shoot the legs, whatever you
Higher. Looney Tunes. Get the whole money. You want the money from the Derby bill?
Wait a minute. This thing is annoying me.
I mean, they were born to be
Jeannie,
crazy.
just goose him
You know, if you
along.
look in the Bible,
Just
keep
goose
it
him along,
moving,
Jeannie.
Keep it moving,
Oh,
Jeannie.
sure.
It talks about I can hardly walk. Come on, Jeannie, you can do it. We only started about 11:30. You can do it, Jeannie. Right? You know, stop touching
I got things on my... Billy, I passed the piece to her. She has a hickey on the left side of her neck. But it's only because we passed the piece today in church.
And then we could have a barbecue. See, isn't this lovely? Gail, what are you
It
talking
is
about?
great thing.
It's not so cold.
There's an outlet. Get the electric blanket.
Their knees warm.
It is. Mother, don't... Really, I need an electric blanket out here. It's...
Oh, I have it. I have it. Beautiful. Billy. It's wonderful. Hold this.
Either that or a hot man, Jimmy.
Billy.
What?
Wait a minute. I have it. Gail wants a blanket.
Say just like that, Jimmy. You look like some kind of a wild bird.
Man around here.
You'll be here for the weekend.
How much is that going to cost her? About $65. Oh, okay.
Right down there, Jim.
$65. She hasn't taken
We got
The Mizlu Television Network. From the MGM Lanes in Reno, Nevada, welcome to the 5th Miller National Doubles Tournament. This program is brought to you by Miller High Life, the best beer for the best time of the day. Welcome to Miller Time.
everybody. I'm Jeanette Francis at the MGM Grand Lanes. During the next 60 minutes, we'll watch some lucky doubles team walk away $50,000 richer. Over the last several months, more than 190,000 bowlers from all over the country have participated in various tournaments to qualify them to come here to the final championship. Sportscaster Dwayne Dow is back for the 4th consecutive time with the play-by-play, and once again, he's accompanied by bowling's great Earl Anthony. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Jeanette. And Earl Anthony and I just happy to be with you for the 1984 Miller High Life National Doubles Tournament Finals. Enthusiastic crowd, Earl.
Sounds great to me, Dwayne. Looks like we're going to have a wonderful finals here again this year, like we did last year.
What a great affair this has been. 1 million bowlers taking part in 5 years.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? 200,000 this past year, right at 200,000. And they're from here from all over the country, as you mentioned earlier.
Earl, this has to be the year of the women in the Miller High Life Doubles Finals.
It's amazing. We had one man in the last 6 teams that were in the championship round with the opportunity to get into the televised finals. And now here we are with all these women. One man still in there, though.
Yeah, gentleman from Georgia on the reigning tournament leader. I'm getting excited about what's coming up.
I am, too. They came back this year. They're the leaders, and they could walk home with $50,000. Fantastic.
Stand by. We'll have action right after this message.
ready to tuck this rig in for the night.
Yep, and I know just the place.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. So welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time, we've got the beer for what you have in mind. Whoa, welcome. I say welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to Miller Town. Yours and mine.
We're coming at you at McNamara Buick Pontiac with a full lineup of motorhomes at a price to put you in the driver's seat this season. We're coming at you with many motorhomes like this for as low as $16,995, including freight and prep. We're coming at you with this van conversion at McNamara for as low as $12,995. It's worth the trip because after you've selected your dream motorhome, McNamara will meet or beat any bona fide offer. McNamara Buick Pontiac, Port Jefferson Station. We're coming at you.
Drive into R&S Strauss during our warehouse tire sale and save up to 40% off our regular low prices. We've a huge selection of Cordovan tires to fit every American or import car. And every Cordovan tire comes with free installation and a free warranty on road hazards and tread wear. For up to 40% off on tires, drive into the R&S Strauss near you. To keep vinyl tops, vinyl and leather seats and tires looking new, and to protect against fading, cracking, and peeling, get Armor All Protectant. It works like magic.
Wayne Dow and Earl Anthony back for the Miller High Life National Doubles Tournament Finals here in Reno. And Earl, here are our first competitors and all Southern teams in these finals. The first, the team out of Mississippi, Joanne Carney and Sandra Sojourner. They're out of Natchez.
And an exciting team to watch, too, Dwayne. They really get involved, as you can see there. They're really a good team. They work together well.
And I know they're confident of victory. And to think that even if they finish third place, it's still $15,000. Now, they're going to be bowling this team out of West Virginia. Teresa Coster taking her partner, Debbie Harold, into the action here.
Right, and Deborah is really involved in this. She's been the one that's been kind of a leader for the team. She's been the kind of a girl that's really worked hard and got the crucial spares when they needed them.
Waiting in the wings, two Georgians, our tournament leaders. They're out of suburban Atlanta. And let's take a look at these folks who are the tournament leaders. And there you see them. Jan Lunny and her husband, Bob Lunny. Bob has the distinction of being the only man in the televised finals.
That's going to make him a little nervous right there, don't you think, Dwayne? It would make me nervous.
Here we go. Mississippi versus West Virginia. Fourth year of the Mislu Television Network with the finals coverage. Fifth year of the Miller High Life National Doubles Finals in Reno at the MGM Grand. So we're underway. First frame. This is doubles action. Don't see much of it on national television. And Sandra Sojourner leading the 10-pin.
That's a good start, Dwayne. That's a real good start. She kept the ball in play. She's got an opportunity for an easy spare. Get her team right out in front there. Put a little pressure on the other team.
And you
a little
see
nervous there.
That's Sandra Sojourner. All the husbands are in the stands watching here with the other teams that came. Now, a total of 94 bowlers came to Reno. 47 teams from all the regions and all the states from the United States for these finals. Look at that.
Wonderful start. That's what you like to see. You like to see your team start out with a mark.
Sandra Sojourner coming up with the spare. Now, she entered the action with an average of 150 back when the local qualifying began in Natchez, Mississippi. Now, let's take a look at the partner, Joanne Carney.
Joanne Carter, she has the lowest average of the team. But what's interesting is that she keeps the ball in play. She's always around the pocket, always around the head pin. Very important.
1-2-4. She came in with a 118 and improved her average 11 pins to 129 by the time we make this competition in the finals. A lot of the averages were adjusted after the tournament began. I think a lot of bowlers have improved their games just during the course of the Miller Championship.
Dwayne, you know, I think a lot of them have bowled more games this week than they bowled in a month or two back in their hometown. So it has to improve their game. It really does.
Let's see if she can pick up the spare, Earl.
Oh, didn't get the break.
Nice try. All right, so the Mississippi team out of Natchez with a spare and an open. Now we're going to add the handicap scores into the first frame count. So if the scores look a little large for you as you see them, that's the reason why. Now we have West Virginia outside. Outside the pocket, Teresa Coster. And Teresa comes in. She started with a 110 average and now is averaging 123 since the tournament started.
She has an interesting spare there, Dwayne. It's what we call a washout. Whenever there's a pin missing, but the head pin is still standing, it's not a split, it's a washout. And to cover it properly, she should have the ball cross over to the left side of the head pin, between the 1 and 2 pins. She's trying to do that. Oh, not quite.
Open frame. Open frame for the first bowler from Beckley, West Virginia, Teresa Coster. Teresa is an actress and a waitress in a bowling center in West Virginia.
She got a little bit too wide there. It starts to hook back to the head pin. Didn't quite make it. That would have been a great shot for the baby split, wouldn't it, Dwayne?
It would have, yes. Now, Debbie Harold. She's out of Helen, West Virginia.
Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what Debbie was looking for. A wonderful start for their team. That could be the key shot right that early in the match.
Now we stay with the West Virginia players. West Virginia leading by 11 pins after 1 frame, handicaps included. Brooklyn side, 7 pin.
7 pin, easy spare. Now, even though her average is as low as we mentioned earlier, 123, it's not that difficult to spare for her. I think she can cross lane and make this. She was doing it in practice. No reason she can't do it now. You know what's interesting, Dwayne, is that I noticed that the Mississippi team chose to start the match on the left lane, which means they'll finish on the right, which means they also finish last. More pressure involved there. Fine shot. Excellent shot.
Teresa Coster, after an open frame, comes up with a spare in the second. And so, because we've added the handicap scores in, Coster of West Virginia, 63 in the first frame, spare up in the second. And now her partner, Debbie Harold, working on a strike, going for a double hero.
That's right. That's what I mentioned earlier. This could be a big break for him early in the match. If she start out with a double, that's a lot of pressure for the other team to pick up.
A little light there. Oh.
A little light, but almost. She's happy with that result. I'm sure of that. Almost had the double wood there, Dwayne. That would have been really a tough spare.
Her husband is a coal miner. Another look at it.
Excellent shot from the floor. The ball going down, hitting the head pin. It goes to the wall, comes back, kicks out the 8 pin, leaves her an easy spare, just the 2 pin instead of the 2-8, which is very difficult.
Now she'll try that single pin spare. First time on national television. You know, these people have to be a little bit nervous. They're so excited. $50,000 top prize.
Nothing to it. There you go. It's amazing. It is amazing.
Could you have ever in your fondest dreams imagined bowling as a local league bowler on national television for top prize of $50,000?
I never could even imagine doing that as a professional for $50,000. And I bowled for a long time, Dwayne. But as an amateur, wonderful shot there. As an amateur, it's got to be tremendous pressure. It really does.
Sandra Sojourner out of Mississippi. And I asked these people, they said, Dwayne, we live on the river. I said, what river? And they shouted me down. Or, what do you mean, what river? There's only one river, the Mississippi.
That's right. The Mississippi. The mighty Mississippi.
There you go. Joanne Carney. Oh, are they hot? They fill up the second frame.
Dwayne, we're bowling on lanes 29 and 30. She looks a little more nervous, actually, than the bowler that was really. Look at this. That's happiness for you. She knows that if she can get a couple more of those, they're going to be right there bowling Georgia in the championship.
All right, now the Mississippi team.
Oh, she didn't like that one. We got a little sound effect there, Dwayne. Did you hear that? Ah, she said.
Lane's manager, I want to mention his name. He's one of the fine people in bowling in the United States. He runs the MGM Grand Lanes here in Reno. Greg Pearson, always a smile on his face. He's treated us so well over the years here for these Miller finals.
And an outstanding proprietor. He does a fine job here. This is one of the most well-run centers in the country.
And it's played to a lot of big events. The Bowler's Journal Tournament also going on here at this time. How about that spare?
That was excellent. The ball goes into the left side. She's playing the left side of the lane much like a left-hander would do, even though she's right-handed, and using what we call a reverse hook. She got a good kick off the wall there. Carry out the 610.
All right. Now, right now, the West Virginia team leads this Mississippi team by 11 pins, but this is changing. This is changing. Another double. How about Joanne Carney out of Natchez, Mississippi?
Isn't it amazing, Dwayne? As you watch the ball go down the lane, into the pocket, excellent shot. It's amazing how well they can bowl under pressure.
Let's join Dwayne and Earl for the 9th frame action.
And so, all 4 bowlers in the 8th frame came up with spares or strikes.
It's getting down to what we call the nitty-gritty, Dwayne. Here it is. This is the key frames, 9th and 10th. A strike in the 9th is all important to give you the chance to strike out. All right.
But Sandra Sojourner, who was trying for a double, left the 5, the 6, the 5. Give it to me, Earl.
3-5.
3-5.
I've looked at that
I've seen
enough,
so
Dwayne.
many pins here all the days of this tournament.
That's right. But I've looked at that spare so many times, being a left-hander, and again, she is coming in from the left side, much as a left-hander would do. That's what spare difficult. Watch the ball coming cross lane. It's easy to chop or slide by. And
Oh, it did. So taking out the 5, leaving the 3. Open in the 9th. Sojourner 165 for Mississippi, open in the 9th. And now, as we look at the West Virginia team of Custer and Harold, it'll be Joanne Carney stepping up for Mississippi. Joanne 174 through the 7th and a spare in the 8th.
Watch the arm swing here. Excellent arm swing. Good follow.
Oh, just nudging that 1 pin over and leaving the 2-4-5.
All right, she'll shoot this spare from the right-hand side, trying to go cross lane, get the ball to hit the 2, between the 2 and the 5 pin, let the 2 pin take out the 4 pin. That's what she's hoping at. Again, this is a choppable spare. By chopping, I mean she could hit the 2 pin 2 flush and leave the 5 pin standing when the ball and the pin go right on by it.
This is a big shot for Mississippi. They're in the 9th, trailing by 16 pins. A big shot in the match.
Very good. I wish I had that much calm composure when I was bowling on the tour.
Well, you had your share.
Watch the reaction. You can watch how she reacts. The ball crosses. She knew she had it. She says nothing to it.
Now back to action here in the 9th frame for West Virginia, and a split. Oh, this will make it interesting. The 5, 7, 9.
What a terrible time to have that happen, Dwayne. What a terrible time. She's going to try to get the ball to cross the 5 pin to the right-hand side. The ball will take out the 5 and the 9. The 5 pin slide into the 7 to try to convert this split. She's got a shot at it. It looks good. Oh.
Now,
good try.
Debbie Harold coming up, and Debbie is working on a strike. If she strikes here, that lead of West Virginia is going to jump. This is a big shot for Debbie Harold in the 9th frame for the West Virginia team, which at this point leads by 16 pins.
And as you mentioned earlier, Dwayne, anything can happen in a doubles match, and the pins accumulate very quickly.
3, 5, 6. Now, should she miss, we're going to be just a few pins apart heading into the 10th. Right now, this team leads by 16. But should she miss, the difference would be below 10 heading into the 10th frame.
You're making me nervous, Dwayne. I'm getting, my hands are starting to sweat.
This is fun, isn't it?
It is fun.
And the Miller High Life people and the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, in conjunction with the Mizzlou Television Network, happy to be here for annual pilgrimage to the MGM Grand Lanes in Reno, Nevada. Uh-oh. So we got a horse race, my friend.
We definitely have a horse race. Well,
this is it.
I'm getting more nervous now.
The 10th frame. Very quickly onto the lane with ball in hand. Teresa Coster. A 3-pin difference. This West Virginia team leads by 3.
Needs a break.
We're talking about the possibility of winning $50,000. The survivor of this match will have that possibility in our championship match.
Watch the ball as it deflects. Again, see the ball bounce when it hit the head pin. When she hit the pocket on the wrong side, the ball deflected. It's the weight of the ball and the angle it was coming into the pins. She wants to try to go right down. She's going to go right down the middle of the lane with this. Try to get the 5 to hit the 8. Oops.
A miss for Coster.
Crucial. Very crucial miss.
196 is her final score, including 54 handicap pins. So Coster of West Virginia shooting 196 with her handicap. At this point, the West Virginia team leads by 2. Mississippi team has yet to bowl the 10th frame, and here Debbie Harold, a big shot in the 10th. Good shot. Oh, what a split.
Well, again, as I mentioned earlier, Dwayne, as the ball goes into the pins, the weight of the ball, again, being a light ball, watch it deflect, bounce left, and that's what caused the split. Caused the 4-pin to go around the 7. The other pin's laid on the deck. Didn't give her the pin action she should have gotten. It's a shame.
Is it possible to pick it up?
It's possible, Dwayne, but it's what is in bowling terminology is called an impossible split. It's straight across. She'd have to slide the 9 straight across. Very difficult to do.
Going for the single pin, which could be important in the final outcome. And 199 for Debbie Harold, including her 53 handicap pins. So the West Virginia team of Coster and Harold, 395 total with their handicap. And now, all Sojourner or Carney really needs is a mark, a spare or a strike to win this match. And here is Sojourner.
It's a good shot. Easy spare, and that's what she wants. She wants something that's in the middle of the lane, a little less pressure for her. She wants to throw exactly the same shot she threw to try to get the strike. Ball will go in. Again, she's bowling from the left side of the lane with the reverse hook. She wants the ball to hit the 5 and the 9. Do you think she's nervous, Dwayne?
I know this is as tight as anything I've done in bowling, pro or amateur, in a long time here.
She's got it.
It's not over yet, because Sandra has one more ball here in the 10th frame.
I don't want to say this, Dwayne, but things happen that are strange in the game of bowling. A foul, a ball that goes in the channel, anything can happen yet. I don't want to wish anybody any bad luck.
Right. It's not out of the wood yet. Sandra Sojourner needs all she can pick up on this shot. She threw it right, tried to throw it down the middle. Got 7 pins.
7's not bad in these circumstances.
And so Joanne Carney comes up. The West Virginians still mathematically alive, but just 2 pins on this shot will win it for Mississippi.
2 pins.
Sonny France, our scorekeeper from the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, we couldn't do without him right now.
I think she's done it.
What excitement.
As you can tell, there's a large contingent here from Mississippi, and they're all pulling for her.
So Sandra Sojourner and Joanne Carney have clinched victory after the first shot of Carney here, the second bowler on her team in the 10th frame. She now has 211 in the 9th, including handicap, with a strike up in the 10th. And now she's trying for a double, and she should be loose. If she can stand up.
Yeah.
A double. Sojourner 182, Carney 239 with her 63 handicap pins. Joanne Carney with 239, her team winning the match, 421 to 395.
Look at the reaction here, Dwayne, of the husbands as they're counting that money.
Hey, Tommy Lasorda. How do you spell relief?
Roger, I love to eat, but I don't always manage my stomach right. For heartburn, I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Wherever I am, for heartburn, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
With that batting average, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Number 17 TPC. A test of accuracy for any club. To challenge it. The world's most accurate clubs. Not Ping, not Hogan Radio, but the Wilson 1200 gear effect. Proven most accurate. Even on heel hits or toe hits, the gear effect spins the ball back to center for accuracy that beat the top 10 irons. Beat the leading metal woods. And can even beat number 17. The 1200 gear effect from Wilson. Keeping you ahead of the game.
Rich, creamy, light and lively, low-fat cottage cheese has 1/3 fewer calories than Friendship regular cottage cheese. I've seen the light. Light and lively.
Light and lively low-fat cottage cheese has 75% less fat than most regular cottage cheese? I've seen the light.
Light and lively low-fat cottage cheese has only 80 calories per serving, and it's 99% fat-free. Light and lively low-fat cottage cheese with a rich, creamy taste.
I've seen the light.
Pulsar Quartz makes fashion affordable. All kinds of fashion. Pulsar makes diamonds dazzlingly affordable. Pulsar for parties, beautifully affordable. Pulsar for play, surprisingly affordable. Pulsar for gifts that warm the heart. Pulsar, the elegance of a fine quartz watch, but not the price.
Now at the A&S nearest you.
Well, that first match was an exciting match.
It definitely was. I hope the championship match is just as exciting. I'm sure it will be.
I have a feeling you're right. And so we're back for the championship, as it's going to be Georgia versus Mississippi. And there you see the handshakes and the embraces. How about that? I never saw you do that, Earl, before a championship match.
I never got to bowl with a good-looking woman before, Dwayne. That's why. He's loving every minute of this. Look at him out there.
Hey, look at second place is $25,000. Isn't that wonderful? That is
and a big
bowling
kiss.
in America.
There you go. That is. That's what bowling's all about.
Dwayne Dow with Earl Anthony. The championship match begins for the 1984 Miller High Life National Doubles Finals. And a 7-pin pops up for Sandra Sojourner, who in her first game shot 182.
Sandra got, I would call that a bad break, Dwayne. That was really, the ball was right there, right where she wanted it. 4-pin just jumped up in the air, went right around the 7-pin. She's going to go cross lane at the spare. Hard part's to keep it on the lane. Keep that ball on the lane. And she did it. Very good.
A nickel.
That's why they paint those pins, Dwayne, so they're a little bit fatter. You get the ball to just barely nudge them like that.
So the Mississippi team starting with a spare. Now, Sojourner started the earlier match with a spare in our televised finals, and now Joanne Carney. She had a 239, including her handicap of 63 pins in her opening TV match of these finals. Oh, the 1-3-8-9.
Well, I'll tell you, Dwayne, I wouldn't want to have to shoot this spare, and I'm sure she doesn't either. It's a very difficult spare. There are a lot of ways to miss it and not very many ways to make it. I don't even know what I would do on this spare, to be honest with you. If she covers it in the pocket, in the 1-3 area, the odds are she'll leave the 8-pin. If she crosses over, the odds are very good she'll leave the 9-pin. Here we go at the spare.
And open.
And open.
So Sojourner had a spare, and her partner Joanne Carney was open. And now we look at the Georgia team of Bob and Jan Lunny, husband and wife, who knocked down with their handicap 7,299 pins over 4 rounds of this championship. Coming into the finals, they got a lead of 223 pins over this Mississippi team, which headed into the televised finals in second place.
Bob's a little anxious on that shot, Dwayne. He got a little bit ahead of himself.
Now, what about that bowling ball, my friend?
That's an amazing bowling ball. You heard the story about it, Dwayne, as well as I did. It's about 40 years old, from what somebody told me.
We'll talk about it. 20 years ago, a bowling center in Yonkers, New York, burned down. They had bowling balls. Anybody want them? Come on and get them. This gentleman picked up that bowling ball from the scrap heap, and even though he is open there, he has had the same bowling ball for 20 years, Earl. 20 years, the same ball, and only this ball.
See the ball bounce off the head pin, Dwayne, go to the left side. The head pin goes to the right. It's a bad break for Bob to start out the match, but I'm sure he'll come back well later on. And he even got a kiss from his wife when he came off the approach, even though he missed the spare.
Jan Lunny, the wife on the team, 2-4-5 spare confronting Jan Lunny after the husband, Bob, was opened in the first frame. Jan, they live in a suburb of Atlanta. They live in Lawrenceville, Georgia. She rolls a 14-pound ball. Championship match of the Miller doubles. And the left-hander, Jan Lunny. How about it?
Very good. Look how excited she is. I love it. Bob's always smiling, Dwayne.
So one frame is down. 9 to go. 9 tough frames to see who is going to win the $50,000 here at the MGM Grand Lanes in Reno. And the partner, Bob Lunny, 30 pins and open through first with his hand. And he leaves the 6 pin.
Got a good break there, Dwayne. That ball was dead center of the head pin. He almost had another impossible split, the 4-6. Very good break, an easy spare for Bob. He's a pretty good spare shooter. He'll go cross lane.
And there, seated on the left, is Virginia Coulter.
Right, that's Virginia's mother.
Right. She is in a wheelchair. She had a stroke recently. She is here. This team returned to Reno and is the only intact team to bowl more than once in these finals, this Georgia team. They were here last year and finished 9th. And the grandma couldn't come because she had a hip operation. She hurt her hip. She injured it just 3 days before the finals last year.
Here goes our left-hander again, coming into the pocket. Oh, bad break for Jan. She threw that ball very well. The ball came in at the right angle to strike. It was actually too good, Dwayne. It hit too hard. Pins went up in the air right over top of the 10 pin. It's a bad break.
So right now they lead. They trail, rather, by 19 pins. The Mississippi team is leading.
I don't think she thought that was going to stay on there. Dwayne, did you watch that spare? I'm sure you did. The ball almost went into the channel, just barely stayed on.
Wide.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, Sandra is throwing a reverse hook, left-hand side of the lane, much as a left-hander would do. She's got up there just a little bit fast that time with her feet, got a little too much speed on the ball, and didn't have a chance to grip the lane and hook in as she would like it to do.
Now this Mississippi team leading right now by 16 pins. They have the lead here in the 2nd frame.
Well, Dwayne, as close as our last match was, this match could be decided by what you might call a lucky break, and that's what that was basically. Getting that pin to come off the ball, like come back and take out the 6 pin, is what you have to consider a little bit of a good break.
Now, Joanne Carney.
Oh, she dropped it. Ball fell off to the left side of the head pin. Another difficult spare.
Leaving the 1-3-6. Now, the Mississippi team, this team has 19 more handicap pins in this match on the difference in handicaps between the two teams. Carney has a big fat 63 handicap pins. So she bowled a 239 with those 63 handicap pins, a game in the 421 to 395 victory by Mississippi over West Virginia in our first televised match. Now Carney trying to convert the 1-3-6 in the 2nd frame.
Very tough spare. It's hard to get the right pin reaction.
Well, she chopped.
She chopped. The ball would have been 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. Either way, Dwayne, she'd have made it. That's just, she was just too accurate that time.
Tony Award, Broadway's most prestigious prize. 1979, the winner is The Elephant Man.
A drama.
1980, Children of a Lesser God.
Another drama.
1981, Amadeus.
Again, a drama.
1982, Nicholas Nickleby.
A big drama.
1983, the winner is Torch Song Trilogy.
A comedy. It's less. Oh, Harry, get tickets.
Torch Song, the Tony winner. Call 944-9300.
Get on the phone, will you please?
People say, what Japanese plug should I put in my Japanese car? I say for short trips, you need a hot plug. Helps stop misfiring. For long trips, a normal plug. Then I show them this plug with the longer power tip. This gives it a wide heat range. Works like 2 plugs in one, hot and normal. They say, wonderful Japanese plug. I say, not wonderful Japanese plug, wonderful American plug. Autolite. Autolite? American. Ah.
Number 17 TPC. A test of accuracy for any club. To challenge it, the world's most accurate clubs. Not Ping, not Hogan Radio, but the Wilson 1200 gear effect. Proven most accurate. Even on heel hits or toe hits, the gear effect spins the ball back to center for accuracy that beat the top 10 irons, beat the leading metal woods, and can even beat number 17. The 1200 gear effect from Wilson, keeping you ahead of the game.
Hey, Tommy Lasorda. How do you spell relief?
Roger, I love to eat, but I don't always manage my stomach right. For heartburn, I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Wherever I am, for heartburn, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
With that batting average, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Let's go back to Dwayne and Earl with the fifth frame.
Now we go to the fifth frame. Sandra Sojourner in the fifth.
She hung on to that one a little bit. Got it out in the lane quite a ways, but she got a good break. That could have been a split. She got away with it a little bit, and she's very happy with that leave.
Watching it again.
The ball is coming in. You notice it's not rolling as in the pass form. Watch the deflection. See the ball goes straight away to the left side. That's a combination of lack of roll and the weight of the ball. Makes it bounce off the pins as it enters the pocket. But she got what she wanted, an easy spare, middle of the lane.
Now the Mississippi team can take the lead with a spare here. And does. In front. Sandra Sojourner picking up her second consecutive spare and her fourth spare in 5 frames. And we have another big one coming up on the Mislu Television Network. Look at that, the $400,000 Brunswick Team Championship coming in August. And what an exciting bit of competition that's going to be for teams all across the United States. Finals on Mislu. And a strike for Joanne Carney.
Well, Joanne did it last game. I wonder if she can do it again this game. What do you think, Dwayne? Watch the reaction of the ball as it hits the pins. This is the advantage of a light ball. It bounces around and helps. See the ball bouncing back and forth? That makes the pins scatter. Actually, that could have been a split where the ball hit on the head pin, but because of the pinning reaction with the ball staying low in the lane, she got a strike.
Now Bob Lunny leading the 6-9. Bob comes in with an average of 160. He began the tournament averaging 151 and improved his play over the games of the Miller High Life National Doubles to the point where he's now averaged 160, and that determines his handicap for this championship match. So to keep pace, he has to get this spare. Trying to convert the 6-9 and does. Just like a pro, like the man with me, Earl Anthony. And there we have Virginia Coulter, the mother-in-law of Bob and the mother of this woman. She's in her wheelchair, but she's here at the MGM Grand. She couldn't make it a year ago, and you know she's happy to be here this year.
You betcha.
She had a stroke, but she's smiling, and she's watching the offspring. Look at that slide to the line. Oh, my goodness, a 1-3, 8-10.
Very difficult spare. This is, again, what we call a washout. Remember, when the head pin is still standing and there's a gap between the pins, it's called a washout. In order for her to convert this, the ball is going to have to take out the 1 and the 8 pin. And hopefully she'll have the 1 take out the 3 and bounce into the 10.
Well, right now here in the 5th frame, this Georgia team is leading by 3 pins. She has to convert the spare for the Georgia team to continue to lead.
It's getting late enough in the match where everything is very important at this point.
Nice try, but no.
Yeah, she's not very happy with that.
We've had so many lead changes in the 2 matches we've had in this Miller High Life National Doubles Finals.
You know, Dwayne, earlier I talked to Bob Lunt about the experience he had bowling in last year's tournament would have helped him this year, and he said he felt he was more relaxed this year because of that, because he did have the experience. He knows what's going to happen out there. He knows what to look for, so he feels he'll bowl better.
How about that?
That's a good start toward it, isn't it?
You bet.
Bob's getting warmed up now. Hey, he's even kissing the other girls now. That's not a bad deal. Watch the pin action as the ball catches very light in the pocket. The ball bounces to the right, but the head pin goes to the wall, comes back, and does the work on the 4, 7, 8.
I must say the pros don't show as much camaraderie when they're fighting for the difference of $25,000 in one match.
Well, can you see me going back and kissing Marshall Holman? Now, come on. Besides that, he's got a mustache.
All right, we hope you're enjoying it as we are here in Reno at Jan Lunny, trying for a spare.
Going back to the frog for a little bit of good luck there. She keeps it right on the ball return there, Dwayne. You notice that? It's right there where she can get at it all the time. A little tension there.
This Georgia team trailing by 9.
Cross lane.
And picking it up. And the good luck charm had to work there.
Now, see, if I was on the other team, I'd try to hide that frog, I think, Dwayne.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't do that. That's not good sportsmanship.
You'd be a killjoy. That's not
That's
the Earl
right.
Anthony I know. Sandra Sojourner from Mississippi. She's wide left and leaves the 1-3-6.
Sandra was off balance that time, Dwayne. She got to the foul line. She was a little bit ahead of the ball, lost her footing, and just really more in self-defense than anything, just let the ball go.
Now the Mississippi team leads by 6 pins. Sandra will have to convert the spare. Carney will have to get a mark for them to retain the lead. Of course, if Carney strikes, even if Sandra misses, they could retain the lead because Carney's on a double. Here's Sojourner trying for the spare. How about it? Perfect.
Just the way you're supposed to do it.
With a spare up in the 6th for Sandra Sojourner. And now her partner going for a double.
Well, remember the last match, Dwayne? She was the key. 3 in a row twice. She kept him in the hunt. She has to do it again right now because they are in a little trouble getting behind here if they're not careful. Bob is starting to get the line. He's starting to roll the ball properly. That looks good. Oh, good ball.
4-pin.
Again, not a difficult spare, and that's what she's looking for. And that's what all the girls are looking for, and Bob included. They're looking for spares that are easy to convert. Spares are going to win the tournament.
Tennessee finished in 6th place. Idaho 5th. Alaska finished in 4th. West Virginia was 3rd after losing our first TV match. And now it'll be Mississippi or Georgia winning the Miller High Life National Doubles. Last year it was Florida. Remember the engaged couple we had from Florida win a year ago? They had a honeymoon on $50,000 shortly thereafter.
That would be a great honeymoon, wouldn't it?
Ed Walters Jr. and Sherry Morse. What a way to
Watch
get
the
married.
expression on her face here, Dwayne. She covers the spare. She says, please, got it. I think they're more relieved than they are pleased. Just glad to have it over with.
Oh, my goodness. And there we have that 1-3-8-10 we've seen more than once today.
Again, another very difficult spare. And if she's going to convert this, as I mentioned earlier, she's going to have to hit the left side of the 1 pin. The ball will take out the 8. The 1 and 3 combination take out the 10.
And here you see the spare shot. What shot making by these local league bowlers from different parts of the United States with averages 130s, 140s, 150s.
Just as we were talking about, Dwayne, the ball takes out the 8. After deflecting off the 1 pin, the 1-3 go into the 10, convert the spare. That's a lot tougher than it looks. Believe me, it's a lot tougher than it looks. She made it look easy.
Now Carney from Mississippi, she's working on a spare. So count's important, and she picked up 9 pins.
And again, another easy spare right in the middle of the lane. That's where she wants it. Keep the pressure on.
It couldn't be any closer. With the way things stand right now, Mississippi is leading by 1 pin here, approaching the middle of the 7th frame in the Miller Finals, the finals of the Miller High Life National Doubles Tournament.
This, Dwayne, this could very easily come down to the 10th frame, and if it does, the team that finishes last is going to have most of the pressure on them if they need a mark or maybe 2 marks in the 10th frame to win. And that team is Mississippi. That finishes last. Oh, what a shame.
Carney open in the 7th. So now the Georgia team in the seesaw battle can regain the lead as the Lunny family comes up. We look at Froggy.
Froggy.
Got to take a couple of those home to my son and daughter back in Chicago.
Get lucky.
Bob Lunny confidently.
Watch. Oh, he almost got a roll off the pins. Almost got the break that could have made a big difference in the match right there. It could have been a double.
In the age when everybody uses a plastic ball, a urethane ball, this man has used that same rubber ball for 20 years and got it out of a burned-out bowling center in Yonkers, New York. 20 straight years, the same ball. He'll use it trying for the spare.
If he wins this tournament, might be some people put their bowling balls in an oven and see if it helps. Another spare for Bob.
Well, they used to soak them, I know that.
They did. They used to soak them in a chemical that made them softer. This ball, I know that type of ball, that brand of ball. It's a very hard shelled bowling ball. I'm surprised he can use it with any success at all because of the hardness of the shell on today's surfaces.
Well, Mrs. Lunny, Jan, the left-hander. And so, after trailing by 1 pin through 6 frames, the Lunny family, with a spare by Bob and a strike by Jan, now lead by 10 at the end of 7. We have 3 frames to go.
Price is one reason why Potemkin is America's largest Cadillac dealer. And here's proof. If we can't beat any new Cadillac lease rate you've got, we'll pay you $1,000 for your trouble. Come in and find out for yourself why over 10,000 satisfied customers bought or leased their Cadillacs from Potemkin last year. Check out the new 1985 front-wheel drive Cadillacs. And don't forget, $1,000 if we can't beat your best new Cadillac lease rate. So why pay more? Pay Potemkin a visit.
People say, what Japanese plug should I put in my Japanese car? I say for short trips, you need a hot plug. Helps stop misfiring. For long trips, a normal plug. Then I show them this plug with the longer power tip. This gives it a wide heat range. Works like 2 plugs in one, hot and normal. They say, wonderful Japanese plug. I say, not wonderful Japanese plug, wonderful American plug. Autolite.
Autolite? American.
Ah.
Down the home stretch, you can almost taste victory. And it's sure gonna taste great.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, sweet taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
So there we were, 3 grown women dancing in the streets in shorts and high heels. Nobody could believe their eyes. We knew we looked hot. That's the whole idea, isn't it? Yeah, I don't work out every day for nothing.
Jack LaLanne European Holiday Spa. Join now and get a President's membership.
Let's join Dwayne and Earl for 9th frame action.
Sandra Sojourner doubles. And now she has put her team back in the match, trailing by 23 pins, but important, still in contention. Still in contention here in the 9th. Not out of it yet.
As you mentioned earlier, Dwayne, there's a lot of bowling yet to be done. Anything can happen in a frame and a half. Anything can happen.
Now, she needs help from her partner here, who's been off the last couple of frames. Let's see what Carney can do. Joanne. All right, she leaves the 4-7. Definitely a makeable spare. Boy, I tell you one thing. That's 60 feet from the foul line down lane has to look like a mile and a half on this shot.
And very narrow, too. That makes the channel on each side look like it's about 6 feet deep and 4 feet wide, and the lane looks like probably the edge of a razor blade to her.
She has those 2 back pins to negotiate on this shot, a big shot in the 9th frame. Clutch shot.
And a sigh of relief. She's very happy with that one. Back over there trying to stay cool.
Mississippi team now with showing 340 pins through 8 frames. And they are on a strike and a spare, and you look at the crowd here in Reno.
There's our Mississippi contingent back there pulling for him.
All right, Bob Lunny on a spare in the 9th. His team leads by 23. He's light. He left the 2-4-5.
Tough spare for Bob because he's going to cross lane on this. I watched him in practice, and he was shooting this particular type of spare cross lane. The ideal way to shoot it is to move to the left and go down the left side of the lane to eliminate the angle and the chance to chop the spare. If he shoots it from the right, as he did in practice, the chances are he could take the 2 right off the 5.
Right now, it is Georgia leading by 20 pins in the 9th.
Here we go, cross lane. We got it. Excellent.
And holding the lead by 20 pins. And now Jan Lunny can really get her team pulling away. She is working on a double, trying for a turkey in the 9th frame. Mrs. Lunny, the left-hander.
in her favorite red and white, which she wore to a 9th place finish a year ago. On the nose and leaving the big 4, and she's not going to make this one, I don't believe.
I don't think so, Dwayne. What a shame at this time in the match because of the count involved. She was on a double. She's going to lose a lot of pin count here.
On the other hand, it makes it nip and tuck heading into the 10th frame. The difference right now is about 4 pins, depending upon what happens here. I'm sure she'll go for the wood.
She better go for 2 because the pin count, again, is very, very important at this point.
Oh, my goodness. She got 1.
All right, by getting 1, she actually loses 2 pins because of the strikes that she was on. So that could be very costly at this point in the match, going into the 10th frame.
It is now very, very close. 1 pin apart. Unofficially, we have the Georgians.
I think she was
leading
going
by
for
1.
2. The ball slid by. She got 1. Bob's still happy about it, though.
Georgia leading off the 10th frame on a powerful strike by Bob Lunny to lead off the 10th.
Nobody can do it any better than that. All 10 pins right back off the pin to the pit.
The match virtually even here in the 10th.
Key shot for Bob. Bob is the best chance for the team to get a double right now. If he gets this strike, it could make the biggest difference in the world in the match.
A 160 average bowler. Threw it hard and a split. The 4, 6, 7.
Again, Bob should go for the pin count, take the 2, the 4, 7 in the corner. Don't even think about trying to make a spare. Give up the 1 pin, take the 2.
Not a bad place to get a split.
Not as costly as at any other time. You're right, Dwayne. This is the time to get. If you're going to get a split, now's the time to get it. When all it is basically a count ball at this point.
Final ball of the finals for Bob Lunny of Georgia, and he only picked up 1. So winds up with 191, including his handicap of 21 pins. Lunny of Georgia, 191 for the match. Jan Lunny, his wife and partner, now in the 10th frame. She is 207 and open through 9 frames. That 207 score includes 56 handicap pins.
Well, here's our left-hander. Good ball, bad break. Possibility of the 5 pin to going to take out the 7. Didn't quite get there.
Now bear in mind, when the Mississippi team comes up in the 10th, the leadoff bowler will be Sandra Sojourner, who is working on a double. Let's see, Jan Lunny. Will she touch the frog? The frog is on the other side of the rack. I don't think we're going to see the frog in play here.
Cross lane.
And she doesn't need that frog. She's got the spare.
And she's thrilled. I think she's ready to cry, Dwayne. She's so thrilled.
But her husband, Bob Lunny, did grasp that frog and shake it a few times.
I think she forgot she's got a spare ball coming yet. She has to throw 1 more ball here to get a count in the 10th frame.
The Lunny family with a good 10th frame. The husband half of the team with a strike and then 8 on the next 2 balls. And Mrs. Lunny with a spare and looking for every pin she could possibly pick up on this, her final ball of the match.
It's a good ball. It's right there where she wants it. Maximum pin count.
So Jan Lunny, what an effort. 226.
A hug from the opposition.
That includes 56 handicap pins, giving the Lunnies as a team 417, including handicap. They had a total of 77 handicap pins. But the Mississippi team, with a total of 96 handicap pins heading into this match, still in contention to win. Sandra Sojourner on a double, but she threw that one wide. And there it is again.
There's a break. There is a big break, Dwayne. That could make a lot of difference right there. We've seen this spare many times, but this time the 10 fell out, which makes it a little simpler, not a lot, but a little simpler to convert the rest of the pins. Again, she has to hit the left side of the head pin, have the ball take out the 8. Just really concentrating on this one. Perfect play.
Nice shot. So she'll have 1 more ball in the 10th, and she is over 200, including her handicap of 33 pins. Sojourner with a strike going to 216.
Now, a strike here by Joanne on her first ball, and then a spare, and we have a tie.
Oh, my goodness.
Watch the pins as they go to the wall. The head pin goes to the wall, comes back across, takes out the 4-7 for a win, and it's a good ball. It's a good ball. Oh.
But there it is. The Georgia team has won. The Mississippi team with a baby split in the 10th frame for Joanne Carney. And you see Bob Lunny and Jan Lunny out of Georgia. And let's go down now to Jeanette.
You can hear by the yelling and everything.
Well, we're with the Georgia team. How do you feel right now?
I tell you, we're happy for everybody.
I bet.
Everybody's been here cheering us. They're enjoying it just as much as we are. And you can tell by the teams we've been bowling with, it's so much fun. These people have been great.
Georgia wins the Miller High Life National Doubles Tournament and first prize money of $50,000.
At Simms, we want you men to know we carry all sizes in men's suits and clothing. Whether you're an extra long, extra short, portly, or portly short, we have your size. At Simms, regardless of your special size, you pay the same price as a regular. There is no premium price for special sizes. The more you know about clothing, the better it is for Simms, where an educated consumer is our best customer.
Too bad everyone isn't a sort of perfect sleeper. He's the one who's awake. That's because he slept great on a Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress. You see, only Serta has the total suspension system, a new dimension of total support and comfort. So make a healthy investment in yourself.
Son, let's talk about your future.
Future?